We are getting an update from two of the local school systems. Mobile and Baldwin County Public Schools will be closed Thursday and Friday.
And Baldwin County Superintendent said he will confirm that school will begin on Monday, sometime Sunday after church. And I really appreciated that line in his press release and his letter to parents. That is just how we roll down here. We're going to do that after church.
Yes, that's right. All right, we want to go live to Colleen Peterson. She is in Fairhope. She's been in Daphne. Now she's in Fairhope looking at some of the damage there. Colleen, what are you seeing?
Hi, Devin. Well, in Daphne, conditions started to lighten up, so we decided to travel over to Fairhope, and I'm surprised at how many cars are on the roadway. And I was talking to Lieutenant Shane. He urges people, please stay off the roadways because most of them are blocked. We couldn't even make it out to downtown Fairhope. We had to turn around at least 8 times because this is what it looks like. Crews are trying to make their way through to clear the roadways, to clear out all of the trees that are hanging on the power lines so you can get your power back. So they urge people, please stay off the roadways unless it is urgent. Right now we are under an emergency after a hurricane just made landfall, and I'm seeing so many cars out here along Highway 90. You can see they're working tirelessly, so many crews trying to get to the power to have it restored because it is looking very dark here in Daphne. Most people are without power. Out of everyone I've spoken to, nobody has seen any light, and moving forward it's going to be the situation if more people stay on the roadways because they can't make their way through with that much clutter outside. So conditions right now, some light drizzle, but for the most part we've already seen the most of what we're going to see from Sally, but a slow moving system as well as a big moving system. So we could see persistent light rain throughout the afternoon, some gusty conditions, but really mainly only up to 20 miles per hour. Reporting live in Fairhope, I'm meteorologist Colleen Peterson. Back to you guys.
Colleen, I'm just happy to see you dry and not blowing in the wind. What a morning you had as you reported live from Daphne all morning long. I want to take you outside our WKRG studio. We're right across from Bel Air Mall, Broadcast Drive, Cottage Hill. That's the area. So that for frame of reference, Midtown Mobile. You can see the parking lot here. I haven't even stepped outside, Devin.
Yes, I drove in, and boy, were we lucky because we have a lot of pine trees all around us. So you can see the pine needles and some small branches down, but no trees down here at the station. But yeah, the parking lot just littered with sticks and everything. But tell you what, we're lucky because what you're about to see, let's show it. This is Bienville Square.
This is unbelievable. We're getting our first look at Bienville Square from Megan Mackey, who just arrived there moments ago, and you can see these beautiful trees in Bienville Square. Such a popular spot. The squirrels in Bienville Square, it's just the peanuts across the street, and to see it like this morning, this takes your breath away.
Right, so these oak trees are hundreds of years old, and you can see where they just popped. That one in particular just popped at sort of that root bulb, the root ball. It just popped, and there's some damage to the concrete as well. I don't know if Megan was able to get a shot of that, but where one of the trees fell over, it took the sidewalk with it. So there's quite a bit of cleanup for the crews there in the city of Mobile.
Big job this morning for the arborist for the city of Mobile, Peter Toler. He is on the phone with us this morning. Peter, we'll start by talking about what we just saw there at Bienville Square. Your thoughts on that?
Well, first off, I'm heartbroken. That's a lot of history in that park, and I've touched hands on every tree in that park, so it's a piece of me. The park is going to be closed until we can evaluate every tree in the park. It's just, there's no words for it. It's just plain sad.
How many trees are down in Bienville Square? We're really showing you one vantage point here. What are you hearing?
Well, what I saw this morning, I counted 17. However, the ones that are still standing are going to need to be evaluated under the International Society of Arboriculture's tree risk assessment process. So to mitigate risk, we are going to close the park until that risk assessment can take place.
All right, Peter, we're showing you some video that I shot this morning of a tree that actually fell on my parents' house in Spring Hill. I saw it happen. It was in slow motion, and it snapped at that tree ball. So for folks watching, people have trees down all over the place. What should they do now?
All right, the first recommendation as far as trees down if you are not a tree care professional, first off, don't touch it.
Okay.
It takes advanced education, knowledge, and experience to know how to deal with trees. It even takes a higher level of learning to learn how to deal with post-storm damage. And you also have to have an educated eye to see what's going on with the tree. If it is a tree that is located in between the street and sidewalk that has failed, that is deemed a city-owned tree, and you need to contact police non-emergency before dealing with that tree, because that's a city responsibility to deal with said tree.
When we spoke earlier this morning, Peter, you talked about the number of trees that are down in the city of Mobile at the time. You thought 70 to 100, but said that there are probably many, many more. That was just the report that you had at that time. Do you have an update on the numbers?
Yeah, we've received almost 100 more notifications, and that list is continually growing. Alabama Power's crews are out giving assessments. Our crews are out giving assessments. We already have a couple of areas of the city where we're opening up. We have a crew on Government Street working. We have a crew on Spring Hill Avenue working. We'll have more up Old Shell near working over there. We're going to have another crew headed out towards Tolmanville. If you see a limb down, especially if there's power lines involved, stay away from it. Do not touch it. Don't get near it. One of the most the statistics after a storm, the most casualties and injuries that take place are attempting to work on post-storm damaged trees.
Wow.
Just can't stress enough to stay away from it.
Well, true, and I'm looking at this is the inside of my parents' house. It came crashing in the dining room. And my sister made a good point. She said, there is a power line with that tree.
Yes.
And that scared the bejesus out of me. It really did. I mean, you've got to consider that.
One thing we'll do once all this tropical weather slows down, we're going to learn about how to identify risk in trees, how to manage what's called the critical root zone of a tree. A lot of that is key in hurricane prevention maintenance on a tree.
When it comes to trees right now, the ground is so saturated, so full of water. What's the risk still, even as this storm is moving through, of more trees coming down?
Well, in the International Society of Arboriculture's tree risk assessment process, it is very much so deemed that no tree is ever completely free of risk. And if the ground is saturated, if you have a tree whose limbs are overextended, it's a lot more than just saturated ground. A lot of it has to do with leverage and physics on your tree canopy. So it's a variety of circumstances on your tree that cause it to uproot. From a risk management standpoint, if you can stay away from that tree, isolate anything around the tree that could be potentially damaged, that's what you should do now. If you see cracking or anything like that taking place on the tree, if it is a private property tree, the best thing to do is to reach out to a certified arborist, somebody who is formally trained to be able to identify risk. Be careful when you have a tree pruned, especially during an emotional time like a post-storm event. You can actually over-prune a tree and increase the risk level of failure on that tree. So it's important to engage with somebody that has a formal education in tree care.
Peter Toler, arborist for the City of Mobile. A lot of work ahead this morning. We thank you for your time.
Yeah, reach back out. We'll keep you updated, okay?
Yeah, we sure will. And I think that a lot of people are going to be evaluating the trees around their homes after this storm. Tree companies are going to be getting a lot of work.
A lot of work, a number of trees down.